Well, good evening, good people. Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to say thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. Hope everybody's having a great day. It has been an interesting one. You can see I'm kind of dusty, kind of like my Super Bowl rings. Kind of dusty, like my Super Bowl rings. Be that as it may, we got some interesting news. I got Philly 500 and Eagle fans are coming at me like crazy. You know, they're butthurt because, you know, we had Chase Daniels talking about the Eagles could go. Here, actually, I'll play the clip. Let me do that. Okay.
This is a real thing. There's a real possibility that the
Don't
Eagles
say nothing wild now. Don't say nothing wild.
There's a real
Chase.
possibility the Eagles could start 1-3.
No, it's impossible.
No, it's
0-4.
not impossible.
0-4.
Cowboys, but bro, you got the Chiefs, which Chiefs play the Eagles really well.
Sure. Get to the other two, Chase.
The Rams almost beat them.
Almost, Chase?
Almost beat them.
Which time? Because
in the playoffs, they played well. And then Tampa has beat them as well. And dude, we're forgetting that
in the
they have
playoffs,
new offensive coordinator and they have new defensive pieces. We can say this that hey, you know the Eagles
Chase,
are the best
1-3 though.
There's
1-3 is impossible.
It's not impossible.
1-3 is impossible.
It's not impossible.
Here's my thought process.
Every single one of those teams in the first 4 weeks, other than the Cowboys, can show up and beat Philadelphia Eagles.
Go ahead.
I have a really, really great year based on their schedule for the Philadelphia Eagles. 11 wins. 11 wins.
Year?
Look at the schedule, Emmanuel.
I will remind you, mother humpers, that Dak Prescott in his career is 9-4. So don't sit here and act like the Dallas Cowboys have never beaten it. I'm sick and tired of people saying, you could go ahead and say, you know, the Cowboys, you know, they got a new coaching staff. They're rebuilding, but it's a division game. They know each other, and the Cowboys have improved themselves. They're literally up here. Oh, they got no chance. Oh, they got no chance. No. The Cowboys can't. Man, kiss my ass. But that's not why I'm here, because I've had many times already where I've told Eagle fans to kiss my ass, okay? It's wood chips, okay? Wood chips. I'm here to say, I'm here to praise the Cowboys, not to bury them. Because it only took 25 years for the Dallas Cowboys to do trades. And I have to give an apology. I have to apologize to the Cowboys because I kept saying, you know, when people are like, oh, trade Micah, trade Dak, trade. And I said, you know, the Cowboys' history at trades are we get mollywopped. We get mollywopped, okay? What did we get for our 4th-round pick for Trey Lance recently? Really? Seriously. And we ended up spending about $6 million on him. He played in one game, ass. Now, I have hopes for Jonathan Mingo. I hope that wasn't a wasted 4th-round pick. But at the moment, you're looking at that and saying, you got Pickens for a 3rd, but Mingo cost you a 4th? Okay. But those aren't even the worst ones, because 25 years ago, the Cowboys, trying to hold on to their Super Bowl teams when it was still fresh in our minds, in 2000, the Cowboys traded, get this, some of you are too young to even know about this, but the Cowboys said, we need a legitimate wide receiver. And they traded for Joey Galloway, giving up, my God, this is insane when you think about it, 2 number ones. Look at this. Take a look at this. His production-wise, he was a legitimate wide receiver. Don't get me wrong. His rookie year, 1,039 yards, and this is before they were throwing like they do now. 987, 1,049, 1,047. But then he held out that season. The 1999 season, he only had 335 yards. But he was still catching deep balls, 15.2. So the Cowboys, he had a contract dispute, and he held out. So he did miss 4 games because of that. and, didn't have, of course, the offseason and things, right? But the Cowboys said, that's the guy we need. And they traded 2 number ones. In 2000, the Dallas Cowboys traded 2 first-round draft picks, the 2000 and 2001, to the Seattle Seahawks for wide receiver Joey Galloway. The picks Dallas traded were used to get Sean Alexander and Corrine Robinson, according to Seattle Seahawks website. Galloway was a Seahawks player at the time, and the trade came after a contract dispute that saw him hold out for portions of the 1999 season. After you get past, this is where it's at. After you get past his 335 yards with Seattle, he ended up messing up his knee and was never the same. He got 62 yards the next season. The season after that, 699. He did have a 908-yard season in 2002 and 672 yards, but we're talking about a guy that ended up being 2 first-round picks, and you got 12 TDs out of him. 12 TDs and less than 2,000 yards. That one sucked. But let's talk about another one, because you acted today. The Cowboys traded for Detroit Lion in 2008, Roy Williams. In 2008, the Dallas Cowboys traded a first round, a third round, and a 6 to the Detroit Lions for wide receiver Roy Williams. The Cowboys also signed Williams to a 6-year, $54 million extension. Go! The trade is wildly considered one of the worst in Cowboys history. Yeah. Cowboys sent a first-round draft pick in 2009, which the Lions used for Brandon Pettigrew, a third-round pick in 2019, and they drafted running back Derek Williams, and a 6th-round pick in 2009. They also drafted a running back, Aaron Brown. And that one, Roy Williams, never really got really in a groove. The first season with the Cowboys, because he got traded during the season, he had 19 catches for 198 yards. In 2009, he had 596 yards. In 2010, 530 yards. And 2011, he was gone. Yeah. So right now, here's what I will say right now. In comparison to these two, a third-round pick, you gave up a first, a third, and a 6 for Roy Williams. He could not play tomorrow, and this trade is way better than those guys right off the bat, because Roy Williams, you paid $54 million, and you got yourself 1,300 yards. And see, this is where you kind of look at it and say, damn, the Cowboys have had some really bad times with wide receivers screwing the pooch. Michael Gallup, you paid him about $32 million, 8.9 of which is this year. And out of that, you got about 900 yards. So, yeah, at this point, George Pickens looks like a huge win. He's only $3.6 million and a third-round draft pick. And I dare say that it took the Cowboys 25 years to learn that lesson. And I'm hoping that this is the new improved Dallas Cowboys. The thing is maybe the Maverick in Jerry Jones finally popped out in Stephen Jones. Maybe Stephen Jones is a late bloomer. Maybe he's finally getting it together. Or maybe, they've released the Kraken and he's not underneath Jerry's thumb, and they're saying, Jerry's saying, I want to see what you can really do. Do what you think is best, son, and I'm going to let you. And that's where these moves are coming from, because this don't act like Catboy. This don't act like Stephen Jones of old. This is the new Stephen Jones. All righty, good people. As always, I will see you soon. Peace out.